Okay, let's see. I think this answer is 58. I did 13 plus 45, so let's run over to Desmos real quick and type it in. Now remember, Desmos is not going to show all of this work, each step. I'm going to type in the whole problem and see if my 58 is correct. So here we go. Typing in absolute value. Now you can use the keyboard on your keyboard. It is on my keyboard, it is the button above your enter key. You have to hit shift, but there's also absolute value bars right here. Doesn't matter to me which one you use. I'm going to do -7, and then I'm going to hit the square button. Here's the square button right here. Plus 3 squared, and then times 4. And they will tell you that inside the absolute value bars, you get, and I think you have to hit this again to close the absolute value bars. So that ended up being 13. I think that's what I got. Where's the... Yep, see, this ended up being 13. So it didn't show each step, but it did show that that ended up being 13. So I know that part is right. And now I'm going to do plus 18 divided by, remember it changed that divide into a fraction bar, just the 2. And then you can either use the right arrow or the right arrow on your keyboard, but you have to move out from underneath that, or it will keep putting the ×5 underneath there. If you don't move out, let me show you real quick what it'll do. If you stay down there and you do ×5, it puts ×5 on the bottom. You see, you get a completely different answer. So be sure you get out of the denominator before you do ×5, because the order of operations tells me to do that. Desmos tells me the answer is 58. I got 58, so we're good to go. Stop the video and do this one. Try to do this one by yourself. I will pause the video. I'm going to work it out. And so when you start the video again, my answer will be up here, and then we'll put it on Desmos. Okay, so I worked this one out and I got -14/3, and we'll talk about the best way to leave your answer. I'm going to walk you through this real quick. I did 5 squared first. I got 25, and then I did 3 to the 4th power. That means 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. I got 81. Then I went ahead and drew my fraction bar. I did what I could inside my first step inside each grouping symbol. So I did the grouping symbol on top. I did this grouping symbol on bottom, and then I did this grouping symbol on bottom. I did the first step in each one. First steps, did these two. First steps, 2 cubed is 8, and then 6 squared is 36. So I did the first step in all of them. Then I simplified the next step in all of them. I did 25 minus 81. That gave me -56. 8 minus 5 is 3. 36 divided by 9 is 4. Then I did, there was nothing left for me to do on top, so I did the last step on the bottom. 3 times 4 is 12, and then 56 divided by 12. I typed that in the calculator, and I got -14/3. And that is the way that you should leave it, because 3 is a repeating decimal, which we may know that means that this is a rational number. And as long as it's simplified, and it is, because Desmos tells me that it is, then that's what you should leave it as. I don't need mixed numbers in algebra. The only reason we would do a mixed number is if the directions on the problem told me that it was a mixed number. So if it doesn't tell you, then leave it as an improper fraction. I did wait to type this in on Desmos because I want you to see me type it in. Because I want to make sure that you understand how to use these buttons. So we're going to go to Desmos, and the first thing, because the first thing that I have to type in, I want the fraction bar. So you can do you can go ahead and hit the divide bar, even though we don't have anything up there. Go ahead and hit the divide bar, and now it gives you the numerator and the denominator. I think that makes it easier. Otherwise, sometimes you're going to get not everything that you want up in the top. You're only going to get part of it. This just makes it easier. So start with the fraction bar, and that fraction bar is exactly what it was. It was the divide. So then I'm going to do 5. There's the square button. I'm going to do minus, and now there's not a button to the fourth power, so I'm going to hit the 3, and then I'm going to use this button right here, A raised to the B. That is going to be whenever my exponent is anything other than the 2. This is only when the exponent is a 2. This is any other exponent. So I press that button. You may have noticed that the cursor moved up to the superscript position, and now I'm going to type in the 4. Okay, you have to actually click, or you could use the down arrow button on your keypad. If you don't have a down arrow button, then just use your mouse to click in the denominator. And now parentheses 2, again, I have to use this button to raise it to the third power, and then minus 5, and then close the parentheses, open, hit times, and then open parentheses again. Notice all of this is staying in the denominator until I right arrow out of it. And then I'm going to do 6. That exponent is a 2, so I can just go ahead and use the square button. And then when I hit divide, it's going to put that 9 on the bottom again, and that's exactly where it goes. And then right arrow out before you hit the close the parentheses. Now that right there, the repeating decimal tells me that I'm probably correct, but remember, we don't want to write it as a repeating decimal because that would cause us to have to round off. So hit the little fraction bar right here, and it will put it in its reduced form. So negative 14/3, I believe, is the same thing that I got, negative 14/3. So that means this time my work was correct. So you should be checking your work on Desmos. If you miss something, then use Desmos to back up and just do one little part at a time. You saw me do that earlier. That's what I'm expecting you to do. So is there any reason for us to check this when I come back? No, you're going to know which ones you've got right, which ones you've got wrong, because you've used Desmos to check them. What I expect is if you've got one wrong, I expect questions like, I know I missed this one, but I don't know where I messed up. I don't know how to type this in. So be sure you have those kind of questions ready when I come back to class. I'm going to pause the video and do a real quick I'm going to finish this work and then do a real quick screenshot of all of it. If I think that I run into anything that you might need on Desmos, I'll show you. But otherwise, I'm expecting you to be able to continue each one of these examples and finish your notes. And then you are also going to have the assignment, oh goodness, this one to finish on your own. And so this may have to be done at home. If you don't have it completely finished, then you better have started it and come with questions. That's the expectation. Okay, check these two real quickly. This is the only thing I'm going to talk to you in detail about. When you're typing -4 squared in on Desmos, be sure you put that in parentheses, because as you can see right here, if you put it in parentheses, you get +16, which is correct. If you type it in without the parentheses, Desmos does not understand that you mean -4 times -4. It thinks you means 4 times 4, and then stick the negative on the outside. So you'll get two different answers. If you're getting the wrong answer when you're squaring a negative number, that's what's happening. And here are the last two, which I have not checked on Desmos. So if you check them and find that I'm wrong, then that will be a starting place for us to talk on Tuesday. All right, be sure you do your work. And if you can't, then you have questions ready for me when I see you Tuesday. Good luck.